Okay, let me call on Oga CM. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us today. Good evening to you. Please unmute yourself and talk to us.
Sorry, good evening.
Okay,
Good
yes.
evening. Yeah. Okay, good evening, NAIJA. Good evening. Give us our mandate. Good evening. Ebo, Ulumide, and then the usual. Good evening, Black Panther. I heard you saying you leaving. And then good evening, everybody. Please, our protocols duly observed once again. Actually, I think the news of Wike's is it sorry, not Wike, the what is it? Cross carpeting, or is it not the camping of a 27 PDP legislators at Rivers State House of Assembly to APC? We all know what is. We all know the game they are playing. It's just that they will make up the number and then impeach Fubara also. That's what they want to do. They feel that doing it under the banner of PDP may not work. So they had better become an opposition. Say after all, they move. One of them will move a motion. They will put it to vote. You see, I tend to have a sense of foreboding in the sense that I know Nigerian politics is not done on merit. We all know that. After all, that's why that is the reason why we are in this mess today. Looking at River State or River State politics, it has always been people from one area. I don't know the senatorial zone, but all I know is that it's always Ikwere. Now, there are Ogonis that are suffering there too. There are Ijaws, and I think there may be other people. So in this case, I always believe in equity. I always believe in equity. What is good for the geese should be good for the gander. It cannot be from Amechi 8 years Ikwere to Wike another Ikwere 8 years, and then it has to move to another people. I mean, it common sense common sense dictates that yes, you should go to at least another ethnic group and then pick up somebody. I don't think it's tribalism in any way. All it means is that go there and look for somebody who is capable. It's as simple as that. And there may be two or three or four. So you pick one of them or four of them and then let people choose. So having gone to a job, which Fubara is, I don't see anybody, whatever reason, even then, Wike has no reason than what all he's trying to do just to do the ego and show that I'm in charge. Godfather reason that everybody is crying over against. All he wanted to do was just to put a stooge, which we know. Subara don't want to be a stooge. Not really, he doesn't want because it's a slap on the people of River State, so it shouldn't be. So anything Godfatherism, nobody will support it. So trying now to come through the back door to remove the man, I don't think is just tearing the honest nest. And to that, I will say this: let us also let us recall that when the first sign showed itself, or when Wike played his hand with that burning of the House of Assembly, or whoever, whether he's loyal, people that are loyal to him or not. Let us remember that Edwin Clark, a leading Ijaw statesman or Nigerian statesman, quickly made a press release, which if you go and reread it, the man said, look, it involved the president that he should call Wike to order, that he should not precipitate a sort of a crisis which may even consume whoever that precipitated it. Edwin Clark is a Ijaw from Delta State, not from Rivers, not even from Bayelsa, which is bordering the. But look at Delta, Bayelsa, then this. You see, what Wike want to do is to pitch the Ikwere people against the Ijaw people. I'm being a realist here. I followed Nigerian politics for quite a while. As ugly as it may sound, and there are Ijaw people like I learned, I think in Edo State. I mean, not Edo. I think Ondo State, or maybe Akwa Ibom. I think there are many in some of the states, but I know of Bayelsa, Delta, and Rivers. So this is just like battle drawn. And remember, Wike, some of us say it here that Ikweres are Igbos. But because Wike in his political chicanery, he just want to say, I'm a Rivers man and not an Igbo one. Now the die is cast. What might have you to take on these people? Because any attempt for you to impeach this person, they may unite that no Ijaw person can come up. And are you going to by the constitution? The speaker, I think, is Ikwere or so. So what he's trying to do, this is complete. I don't. Sometimes people overplay their hand and think that they want to play God. I hate it. Whatever it is, after all, what is we Fubara doing that you want to control him from Abuja at Abu? You want to be dispensing a loyalty. It's not done that way now. Amoechi never did all this, even Odele. I mean, it's out of vogue. It's no longer in fashion. So I don't know. The Agbado man, the druggy in Aso Rock, if he feels he can do it, I'm only trying to sound them out. What they are trying to, you may know the beginning, they don't know how it's gonna end. Because to me, in all fairness, this is the first time since 1999 somebody from a Ijaw ethnic stock is going to be governor of Rivers State. I stand to be corrected. So why then do you want to scuttle it? What if Fubara finished and they want to rig another Ijaw person in? What will you say? From Rotimi Amechi Ikwere to Wike, who is Ikwere? So what are they talking about? I don't, because this is taking a stretching logic too far. They now want to turn over to PD, I mean to APC, and then tomorrow Wike will just be in PDP as if he doesn't know what is happening. Then they will impeach. It won't be easy for anybody. It won't be easy at all. Although I've learned that I've read somewhere that PDP has already instructed INEC that they want to conduct, they want another election conducted to fill those vacancies because to them the reason they gave for changing over is not tenable. They say they don't have a crisis like they cited, but they want to use it as an example. I mean, as a alibi to cross over. So this thing, I don't really see. Look at the state of the economy, the parlous nature of the economy, and then particularly in River State, and the Wike is playing this chase because I know he's alone. He's alone. He just want to show his ego. I will fight to finish. Nobody fights. All those things. Look, all those big man politics, they should stop it. Fubara should just, you know, study how Ngige defeated them in Anambra State. Although that may say it's only a one ethnic state, even Oshomole was dealt with in Edo State and some other ones. So I don't really see that. I don't see the meaning of all this. It's just to suffer the people of River State, to be honest with you. But I know if I'm a judge today, I will look, I don't care. I will remove every mask and then face them because nobody can be a fool. We are we are talking of power shift in Nigeria every ethnic because that is the situation. Why can't allow a German to be? Or why do you want to remove him? What Okay, let them state the offense within these 6 months that Fubara committed. That is how to do it. You publish it. It's not a case of doing all this nonsense. You should have by now be talking about, it should have been a talk of the town. Oh, he did this, we discovered this, let the FCC come. That's nothing. All you want is just to show that you are in Abuja. Then everybody will bow down to you. Everybody will, for what? It doesn't happen. To me, I dare him. If I'm Fubara, I will dare Wike. I damn the consequence. For what? Nobody, no man is God. No man is God. He's taking too much. You cannot just be remoting a state like this. By the way, see, that tells you again the nature of our Nigerian politicians. So, which means some people are just robots. Change over to APC. They changed over, just like Obasanjo did the other time at your state. Eh? Edide, all of them stood up. Ajoko, all of them can't sit down again. All those things we should.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you want to start again.
It's okay. Sorry. Yeah, that is the way it is now. So a full blown, a full blown people. How can you be in PDP because on Wike's calling? Wike prompt you, "Hey, all of you should move to APC 27 so that you form the quorum. Before you know it, they will just be saying APC, APC on your mandate. Before next sitting now, they will just raise their this and I move a motion that says maybe one useless frivolous charges. They will first of all serve him the charge, and then the thing will be milling. Maybe who knows? We can smuggle them. All of them will be coming to work from Abuja every morning, quarter them in one hotel so that sort of excommunicate them from the rest of their people, put them there. When it is time, they just come and move emotion. APC, hey, we vote. Then you see all these things. People should stop it. It is true they know what to do, but nobody knows the consequence. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes what you may think that you have everything cut out and then mapped out. It may not work that way. It may not work that way. You never can say you win every football match starts at 0-0. You never win a match until it is played. You don't know what will pan out. So to that extent, the people of Rivers State should keep their eyes wide open. And I know this will draw the pitching a job people and the Quere people, because all the solidarity messages Fubara has been receiving are mainly just traditional rulers, a job group. This, I mean, it's a shame. Okay, if you can do this, what of the Ogoni? So the Ogoni wouldn't like to be governor. Are they not human beings? I'm not from Rivers, but I believe in equity. Since that is the way Nigeria has always been, we believe in equity. Go there and look for somebody. But why should only be Quere people be dictating? Even if you have the numerical strength, it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be. So the others are just to come and endorse, validate whoever you bring. You remove him, you too, for what? No man is God, I beg. I'm just so annoyed by all these things. So some people should just stop that rubbish. Now regarding, I think I've made regarding 27 law. Yeah, that is the regarding Tony Nadi coming tomorrow. I know he's coming to discuss our constitution, which is always his stock in trade, and has been making he has made quite a career out of it, which is good anyway, because he shows he's quite consistent. He knows what he's saying. Of course, constitution is our problem. When I always say constitution, I always believe that, because no matter what, all of us here on NAIJA if we want to constitute here into this, we might say, okay, let us have a constitution. Everybody bring your own input. In the end, I may come with 10 items on my shopping list. NAIJA may come with 20. Anybody then later we look for areas of common agreement and say, okay, let us do this one like this one. That is the agreement. The moment we do it, peace reigns. For instance, I have always believed that in the Federal Constitution of Nigeria, the president, for whatever it may be worth, the president should not control more than 7 key areas of our national life. I've already said it. Where do I always keep it? 7 key areas of our national life. It shouldn't be more than that. Any attempt to overload give the president more is to overload the system. One, because we operate in a federal system and not Almajiri system, whereby you give every time you give your, I mean, you go and collect a check from Abuja on behalf of your state. That is not federalism. That is just feeding bottle federalism. No country in the world practices that. Australia, despite being one country of in common English speaking country, do not do that. The same thing with Brazil, not to talk of United States or Canada. Even India, UAE Nigerians go to Dubai. There is there is a federal state. That's what they are running there. Abu Dhabi and all those different I think Emirates, they call their own Emirate, but they are different. So they develop at their own pace. Dubai might be the most advanced, maybe Abu Dhabi, and then all other ones. So there are a lot of things we have to learn. So in Nigeria's own case, because sometimes when people are discussing certain things, those that do not understand it might be wondering. I don't see the reason why Nigeria, something issues like education should be a federal concern. Primary school in Nigeria is federal. I say ASUBEB. What is it called? Basic. Sorry. BE is it not? Universal basic education from the Federal Ministry of Health. Secondary school, federal government college. For what? Every state should be able to manage health and education, even roads, so that you can build this thing. Then security, you should have it. Second, maybe university campuses have their own security. If you like, local government should have their own security. State government should have their own. Even if you like, you can have senatorial police if it's possible. So the essence of all this is just to maintain peace and then to cut crime. But the idea that somebody will then be, Abuja will be policing the whole country, it's not possible. It hasn't worked. Based on evidence, it hasn't worked. People should know that. So I'm proposing that one, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the office of the presidency should be levied to manage the following key areas of our national life. Number one, defense. I've all been saying it. Defense, you have the army in whatever shape or form, the navy for our waters and their continental shelf, then the air force. These are the three key areas of defense they should manage. Secondly, intelligence and secret service, which is even the most important one. You see, talking of intelligence, you can now see what happened in Kaduna. If you have good intelligence, it may take you time, but you will get it right. Intelligence, you can always do everything based on intelligence. So intelligence does not just mean to know to smoke out the enemy where they are or know that some people are in cave. No, intelligence can also be that there is a case that in the forthcoming election, some people are planning to come and snatch ballot box. The intelligence has already, by intelligence report, they've already known it. So this is part of it. You gather because the way you penetrate different strata of the society will be feeding information. And how do you know an intelligence officer? You won't know. You may think he's another roadside mechanic, but he's there doing what he's doing because he's trained. So intelligence and secret service should be a core area that the federal government should. I mean, exclusively the federal government should control. Then diplomacy and foreign service. Of course, we should have foreign missions to every part of the world and then post ambassadors and maintain diplomacy. So this should also be federal. Then immigration and passport control and identity service. All this national identity card, immigration here, whether we have a immigration border post in every state or maybe in every local government, and then how do we get our passport? Who issues it? So it should be federal. I agree because of that. Because of identity, it should be uniform. Because we're talking of a country, you only need your passport if you are leaving the country. In that case, you have to belong to a nation. Because within the country, you might grow and die for live in your country for 100 years without traveling out. In that case, you don't need international passport. It's as simple as that. Then the fifth one is banking and currency regulation. Of course, the central bank should be issue currency and regulate its availability and then control the amount inflation and deflation, liquidity versus profitability ratio. So the central bank should be determining all this type of thing. Then you have a national guard and border control. Yes, we have border with Niger, I think Niger and Chad. There should be a border guard there, just like an office. People report there. Might be an estate towards the border. People living there, border guard. They know who is coming in. All our borders will be not really putting wall, but at least a good 5 kilometers from the border or 2 kilometers. You meet. So you know that you are into our border. There should be control. Down south, the same thing. So when you do all this, then in terms of policing at the federal level, Abuja should be police responsible, they maybe to the presidency. Apart from that, every other police in every state is responsible to the state governor. So these are the type of things we have to put in our constitution. Then having devolved most power to the states, it's only fair that you allow the state to control their resources such that they can sort of, they can resource themselves very well with which to carry out most of these functions that are now moved from the federal down to the state. Number one, education. I'm of the opinion that there should be competition. The system, the way is done in a Bayelsa, Anambra will devise their own and say that because we control our education, we know that this is how many students we want in a class. This is the way we want to recruit our teachers and pay them according to our resources. Maybe Bayelsa may pay their teachers more, it doesn't mean, but that's all we want to do. So something like that should be done. It must not just be what is it called? One size fits all. No, in education. Then in health, there are diseases that are prevalent in some areas, geographical area of the country. A state like Borno may decide to build a specialist, the best eye center, because they feel that the area maybe is dusty, people complain of eye problem much more. Then maybe a state like maybe Bayelsa at the coast may say all they want is something like a waterborne diseases specialist. They may do it, and then diarrhea and all those type of things. Then a state that is something like a forest area, there are things. You see, in health, you have to, apart from the normal what we know, like whatever, you have to do it because you are not doing it for your people, and then based on need and demand. Something, so that is part of the reasons you have to do. The reasons that we govern all this. Then you come to infrastructure. The cost of tarring a kilometer road in Borno or Kano may be cheaper than doing it in Ogoniland because of the topography and the terrain. But then they may say for every 2 kilometers we put a bridge instead of a sand filling. We just do a bridge and then bridges everywhere. Kano might tell you we don't need bridge. The land is so flat that from here you can see 20 miles from here, from where you are standing. So you do it according to the way you like. And if there is no need to put a bridge, you don't put it. If there is, I mean, this should be based on your resources. So there are reasons why Nigeria should be unburdened. I mean, the federal government should be unburdened. It doesn't all go well. Then issue of religion, we know that Nigeria is a secular state. That religion should be at your level. It should not be messed up at the federal. It's as simple. No, it shouldn't. We cannot discuss it. Just every state, if you feel that you are Muslim dominated, then you constitute your religion board and then do it the way, because based on the need there, the way it is in the other place, just show understanding. Make it a way that you are reflecting the reality of your area, because you should be semi-autonomous and operate that way. So that is the only way, to me, I feel that we should first of all, lessen the tension at the center. By lessening the tension at the center, then you allow now the state to grow, such that the competition will now be maybe between Akure and the Oka, Abeokuta and the Calabar. People will now be talking which state is developing better based on resources. And then because some states are having more minerals than others, if you want to mine it, you mine. Some places might say because of the abundant sunshine, why can't we develop a solar energy and then empower our states to tell people that you can come here, we have solar, you don't need to pay much because it's cheaper, because maybe you may not do much. So there are ways we can use what they call not just comparative advantage but competitive advantage, in which you have a little bit of a more advantage than the other. So we all know this. I'm not trying to be original. People have said it before, but the thing is, why can't we do it? Having seen that the Almajiri system we are running at the center, whereby you go and collect money, you know, is dead. It's not leading us anywhere. And again, you don't need to depend. You don't go to the federal. All you need that we'd agree how much will each state contribute based on your ability, based on what you have. How much do you contribute to run the center? That's what we should do. Somebody may tell you, oh, we've done this thing before. It doesn't mean that you try something and then it's not the thinking that time that is the thinking now. Okay, since we've left that system, when we did regionalism, then we came back. Has this served us? Even this is worse, because you can always draw. Said when we were doing regionalism, even before it was truncated, and now the little we did now with all this nonsense we've been doing since, look at the corruption, look at the enmity, look at the hatred. It's not like that. So I feel that it will be a crack discussion tomorrow. I pray I make it, and then be able to put myself across the over the line but I hope to be, so that we can now look at this thing dispassionately. We can't continue messing things up like this. No, Nigeria has come to a stage whereby the only way we can develop is to unbundle. We know what this. We have the resources, we have the manpower. The only thing is that some people feel that they will lose out, but in the end, you won't lose out.
Okay, thank you.
Nobody will lose out. It will be gain, gain, gain everywhere. Win, win, win for everybody.
CM,
Nobody will lose out. Yes,
CM,
please.
please don't vex. The annoying thing is that these resources, if we are patient and everybody take what is due to them, this thing will go round.
More than.
It will go. We are in the UK. We are patient. In US, we are patient. In Canada, we are patient. You understand? If we are patient, this thing will go around. But somebody wants to steal enough that will last till his
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just crazy.
It's true. It's just greed. That's why I don't see why we should be. We are capable of doing anything. We are because that is the only. I've never believed that we should run to the West to help us. My only starting, sorry to say this, my only starting point in addressing Nigerian issue is that it's like you lock your door or compound. Your solution is just tell the world. If somebody say, look, I'm doing it because the West, Olumide, mind this. Some of the things they are doing in Canada, they are doing it because it favors them, not because they want to listen to UN or this. Because first of all, they talk of what will be good for Canada. That is what they will be discussing. What will
And then
favor
you
them.
know what?
They don't care.
These guys are mining gold in Zamfara. They are mining gold in Oshun. They are exploring resources in other places. They are not telling Nigerians anything.
You see, so
They
that
just keep
shouldn't
quiet.
be. That is it. And there are many of them everywhere. So please, people should now, because this suffering has opened people's eyes, particularly myself. There is nothing we can do than to. So if people, because when you say restructure, people will fear. Those federal government concentrate on these 7 areas, leave the state to do the rest, and then state, because they've given you extra responsibility, now use what you have to develop your place and then give us a little. Just let's try it for 10 years. First, it will bring peace. It will bring peace, because there is no need somebody live from Anambra going to Abuja to go and look for what you have, because everything is now in your state. You sort it out there. Even if Anambra is messed up, it doesn't mean Ondo will be messed up. It doesn't mean Kwara will be messed up. It does not follow. That's my logic. That I'm doing it wrong does not mean you must do it wrong, or that I'm doing it right does not mean that you cannot do it right the same way I'm doing. So I mean, let's not probably that 66 the class of 66, they are fading away. Buhari was the last person to leave, so Agbado man is not the class of 66. So it's like technically the class of 66 that have been holding us hostage, either in military or this thing, they've all gone. So let's come back to the reality. Thank you, NAIJA Watch.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. God bless you all for your wonderful submission. We are here looking for a solution, how we can have a better country. So I appreciate every one of you that always come around to air your voice. A lot of people listening to you. You'll be surprised the people that will actually listen to your voice that doesn't come on air, or prominent individuals that you have so much respect for that is listening to your voice. You're going to be surprised. So that is why I normally say, most especially people on the comment section, when you are leaving comment, please always have a second thought that there are people reading your comments, so always pass your comment. Don't just pass it as you like. Pass it, proofread, then post it. There are people who go to comment section, who come here every day. They want to listen to the plight of the people. Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate you all.